Do you ever compare yourself to people on social media?
I think I do it mostly without realising it, but it's not just like celebrities and stuff. I think it's like friends as well, because there's so many easy ways to edit photos and stuff to like make things unrealistic.
Which social media specifically affects your image of yourself?
Instagram.
I feel like you have to reach unrealistic beauty standards.
I used to definitely, but then I just realised that like I can't really change who I am as a person, and maybe I'll never meet those things. But I think like I definitely have struggled with it in the past, and it is quite a big thing for young girls and young boys. So.
Have you ever witnessed or experienced bullying on social media?
No, I've never witnessed it.
And do you think it's easier to bully someone on the internet or in real life?
I think it's easier to bully someone on the internet because, like, you might be scared to say them to their face, but online they can't see like the way you're saying it or like how you're saying it.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Do you use social media, and what social media do you use?
Yes, I use social media. I use social media to connect with my friends, to have a think about what's going on in the world. So using social media sites like Instagram and Twitter.
And do you think that it affects children's concentration in classes?
Yeah, I think it can become a bit of a distraction, particularly if there's lots going on and there's lots going on in the world, or there's lots of people to connect with again using it. You can use social media to share the good things that are happening in the school as well, so different departments having like social media sites, and so although we're thinking about it might be a distraction maybe in the class and thinking about working on that, we're also thinking about the fact that it can be used for showing good things around the school as well.
And what do you think the positives are to social media?
So I think there is lots of positives, and although we have to be careful about how we use it and make sure we're staying safe online, there's lots of positives in terms of how we can keep in contact with people, particularly if we think about lockdown and what's just happened with COVID. It was a really good way to keep connections with our families and our friends that way. Also, like a modern studies teacher, it's a really good way to keep up with the news, so like using Twitter, using like different channels on Instagram and things like that, particularly thinking about what's happening with the current Ukraine crisis. I think social media has been a good way to keep us all informed and making sure that we're using reliable information to find out about things. And I think just the last way in terms of social media, it's a really good way to kind of allow you guys to express yourselves as well on social media, and I think it's a real positive force for that too.
Do you use social media?
Yep, I use social media.
Well, do you think children are addicted to social media?
I'm not sure if it's the social media itself that they're addicted to. I think there's a lot of fear of missing out, comparing to others, possibly addicted to notifications and making sure that they check that before anything else.
What do you think the negatives are to social media?
I think the negatives, although it is social, I think there's far too many people perhaps connected at one time. So maybe genuine relationships and connections are perhaps lost a little bit. I mean, there are huge positives to social media, but perhaps the negative are screen time, prioritising that over other health and well-being, and just being such a big factor that maybe overrides other part of somebody's life.
Do you use social media?
I do not.
Okay. Do you think social media is an important for today's society?
No, I do not.
Do you think people would be better off without social media?
Absolutely. I have lived life before social media was around, and I think social media has caused huge problems, and I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't follow it. My kids do. Yeah, they like it, but yeah, it's not for me.